Powell's dovish pivot. How bullish was the language at Jackson Hole?
I don't think it was that bullish at all.
I agree.
And he was like, things seem to be up a little up, a little down. I'm keeping an eye on things.
Yeah.
And I still think the MO is like, we're not going to cut rates until things really get bad.
Yeah, I agree. I've always said the Fed follows the market. So it's just fun. I mean, it's interesting. Captain Chaos is
what I found
twisting nipples at the Fed constantly.
What I found really interesting about it was it seemed like a lot of people were in the know about what he was going to say.
Oh, yeah?
Because markets, it seemed like people were positioned for the swings.
Yeah.
And
they were probably drinking at the bar in Jackson Hole together before.
Yeah. And then we ladder walked it all the way down, whatever the gains were there. So it's not that bullish. The market doesn't see it as that bullish. That's clear. And
it's all about liquidity these days. It's not about interest rates anymore.
But I do think there was news out of England, the Bank of England. I think there was some news out of England that it seemed like they were covering for the opportunity maybe to provide liquidity globally for some of our allies.
What do you mean covering?
Like it seemed, I forget what the exact headline was, but it seemed like England or the UK could use a liquidity injection. And so this was signaling, or maybe sort of anticipating that and signaling we might cut because we might need to provide this global liquidity.
That'd be interesting. I thought that's why we did SOFR, because we didn't want to bail out the world anymore.
But we'll see how
it plays.
Goes. But
interesting.
It didn't seem too bullish. All right, the Fed rally is sold. After rallying to 117K, Bitcoin broke below the rally low on Sunday. Does this price action signal shakeout or structural weakness?
I mean, we are only down 10% from the peak. That's
sure.
Like, wake me up when we're down 30%, right? Like, that's a nothing. So structural weakness, I don't think so. Shakeout, I mean, I saw the Zero Hedge article where they were making the case that maybe there was a trader who was selling hard to try and trigger some positions that were in the market to try maybe buy back lower. Maybe that's the case. I do tend to think that like 10 to 15% swings in the Bitcoin market are trader games. Like, you're not really getting significant liquidations until you're down 20, 30, 40, 50%.
Right.
Then I mean, every bear market we've ever slid into, in every cycle that I've participated in, it always started with a 50% decline, a 50 to 60% recovery, and then a bear market. So this doesn't feel structurally weak at all yet.
Right, but it doesn't feel euphoric.
No,
it doesn't feel like there's a large appetite for a bull run now. In my opinion, it does feel bearish.
Yeah,
we're getting some bullish news and bearish price action.
There's, like what we talked about earlier, right? There's some people think, oh, it's late August. We're near the end of the 4-year cycle, so there's people selling. You have people that like lettuce hands that have stumbled into, for whatever reason, hundreds of coins, and they're never been true Bitcoiners, and they're like, I just gonna have to sell some of this. This is getting ridiculous. I've now made billions of dollars. You've got all the traders that are trying to run option strategies on top of Bitcoin, and so moving it around is making them income. So there's a lot of things moving the market that are no longer about us hodling.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next one.
All right. The ETF outflows mount. Institutional investors dialing back or short-term profit taking?
I think it's short-term profit taking, but it is something to keep an eye on. I think over $1 billion has bled out of the ETFs over the last month, and that's the first time we've seen negative outflows on a monthly basis, I believe, since April. So I think that's some signal there, and something
rebalancing maybe
could be rebalancing. I don't know
how many advisors now, right? How many advisors now that are pro getting their clients some exposure to Bitcoin, do it through the ETF, and then their portfolio management training says we got to rebalance.
Right. Cut our flowers and water our weeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you're kind of seeing the same thing happen between the Mag 7 and the broad market.
Some people think that this is a rotation into ETH, which is now at all-time highs.
That's not going to work out for you guys, but whatever.
I do think the government is really supporting that market for stable coins.
Yes.
I think there is excitement around
sure.
bullshit crypto, but crypto in quotes, because of that. I think that's what is
Yes.
driving a lot of this price
For sure.
action.
For sure. For sure. I'm gonna take a little out of the ETF because I made 100% there, and I'm gonna put it in this
Right.
IPO, and I'm gonna put some in Coinbase, and I'm gonna put some in this crypto ETF and everything else. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Probably. That's the way they play their games.
Hong Kong to host second largest Bitcoin conference in the world on August 28th and 29th, my birthday. How political is it for Hong Kong to host Bitcoin Asia 2025 in defiance of Beijing's tightening grip?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know that it's defiant. I think like Hong Kong is the financial center for Chinese civilians that can get access to it. I don't know, man. I mean, I know there's the trading ban on Bitcoin. I know there's a mining ban on Bitcoin in China. They do have the digital yuan, the ECNY. Their rumors are talking about a yuan stablecoin to compete with the dollar stablecoin.
So wouldn't it be a great time to have a conference there to get the word out before? If the grip would have really tightened, wouldn't you want to make a presence there and communicate with?
Hong Kong's been a crypto haven hub for a long time. So this is, I think it's great.
And they have a lot of independence.
I think what I like about this is it's like, maybe we can generate a little FOMO. Like, come on, US, like, you better move because Hong Kong's not stopping. And Hong Kong's, that far away from China. So you better get your act together here and move faster.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how much news this creates or buzz compared to, say, Vegas.
Yeah.
And whether it's sort of mainstream media.
How much do you think like US politicians' tune would change if China said, we're going all in on Bitcoin? Right?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Right? If they're all in on AI, no, we got to have the best AI.
Right.
If we need to manufacture, they make our weapons. No, we need to make our own weapons. Oh, we're going all in on Bitcoin. I mean, I think they're panic up in DC.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. Keep going, David.
Yeah, I think they should go and
good job.
I think it's great.
All right. Fintech SoFi will use Bitcoin's Lightning Network, and the question is Lightning quietly becoming the default payment rail that fintechs can't ignore?
I don't think so. If it is, it's really, really quiet. I think Relay, Julian Linger, the CEO of Relay, just continued Lightning for their customers.
Well, I have an opinion on that, so I'll wait for the question.
Sure.
But I don't think Lightning is dying. I do think Lightning will become a very important payment rail. But there's, like, it takes a company like Strike to just default to moving to the open network. When you're a Wall Street firm, you're trying to replace a bank, you're a neobank, there's a lot of reasons to try and convince investors that you've got some closed network that once everybody's on it, they're trapped.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we're going to generate incredible value because they're all going to be on our network and nobody else's. Over the long term, open networks win.
Right.
Because of the decentralization, because of the network effect, because of the low cost. Strike was brave enough to just go straight there. And I applaud them for that. And I think in the long run, that wins.
Do you think Lightning is going to be sort of at the retail or consumer level where people are running their own Lightning channels?
No, I think it's going to mostly be custodial.
Right.
And I think that there will be companies that we go through a major financial crisis. PayPal's suffering, their stock is down. Everybody's stuff is crumbling, and they don't have the capital to market and push but what's left standing is this open decentralized network that anybody can just log into and use. That will stand the test of time, but adoption is going to be slower because of that very nature, because it's the low cost leader.
Right. I wonder how much changing capital gains taxes would
Right. Like
advance the
if there
adoption
was
of Lightning.
open source Coke,
Right.
right? Would you have Coke and Pepsi? No, you just have generic Coke that every company produced, and it would be like no money in it. But eventually, it's the same quality. Once the volumes are there, once the big nodes are there, and the liquidity, it wins. It's just going to take time.
All right, we'll see how it plays out. All right, let's head over to the lightning round.
So you've heard Bitcoin is the new gold rush by now. As world leaders on all sides have endorsed it as the future of money, and now you're looking to get started, we'll show you how. It's actually easier than you think. First, go to your nearest Byte Federal ATM and turn your cash to coin. Byte Federal has over 1,200 locations around the country with the highest daily limits. Go to our website, bytefederal.com, to find the nearest ATM to you. Log in to any wallet, then create an account, deposit your US cash, and instantly convert it to Bitcoin. That's it. We are the only US manufacturer and operator in the Bitcoin ATM industry, and our US-based live customer service is second to none. Go on, give it a whirl, and don't get left behind. Click the link below.